lifestyle all-encompassing. So be sure to join by clicking the link below. I hope to chat with you soon. Now, are you a woman who enjoys beautiful things? 34/5 Lifestyle has lovely, unique accessories for your everyday look and also for those special occasions. Click the link below to check out our latest accessory collection. Hey lady, are you a woman who loves the Lord and who also enjoys beautiful things? Well, if you are, then you are personally invited to join my exclusive Christian women's group. In this group, we chat about clothes, beauty, home decor, parenting, marriage, cooking, and of course, our Christian walk. It's Christian lifestyle all-encompassing. So be sure to join by clicking the link below. I hope to chat with you soon. Now back to our show. Are you a woman who enjoys beautiful things? 34/5 Lifestyle has lovely, unique accessories for your everyday look and also for those special occasions. Click the link below to check out our latest accessory collection. Hey lady, are you a woman who loves the Lord and who also enjoys beautiful things? Well, if you are, then you are personally invited to join my exclusive Christian women's group. In this group, we chat about clothes, beauty, home decor, parenting, marriage, cooking, and of course, our Christian walk. It's Christian lifestyle all-encompassing. So be sure to join by clicking the link below. I hope to chat with you soon. Now back to our show. Hello, good evening. My phone is buzzing. As soon as I press live, my phone starts buzzing. Good evening, ladies. Welcome to episode 89 of Grown Lady Chat. I'm so excited. So before I forget, I have to say thank you so much to all of you because this journey from episode 1 to episode 89, it's been, I would say, a long journey, but a fun one at the same time. And I would not have done it without your continued support. So thank you so very much. Our 100th episode is on the 28th of May. All right. So I want to put that out there so that you get it on your calendars. You put a reminder in your phone, you get excited and tune in because on the 28th of May, which is a Tuesday, not the Monday, but a Tuesday on account of the holiday, we are going to be having a 100th episode celebration. It's going to be so much fun. I have some guests lined up to do some performances. We're going to, of course, reflect, we'll chat, and I'm also going to be doing some door prizes, giveaways, things like that. There's also going to be special merchandise, okay, so 100th episode merch that you're going to want to grab as well, just to commemorate this awesome occasion. I'm so excited. All right, so there are already people in the chat. Ladies, good evening. Good evening, Tracy. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome, welcome. I always like when you drop in the comment section where you're tuning in from. Okay, so make sure you do that just so that we can see the far-reaching, arm of the Grown Lady Chat community. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. We also have Jasmine. Woo woo. Say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from, ladies. I want for us to continue to build this community. All right. We're building a massive community of grown ladies who are about their father's business. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are just now coming on, make sure that you, number one, smash the like button. Okay. So I should immediately see at least 6 likes. Go ahead and do that. Let's not go any further until you've smashed that like button. So many of you ladies reach out to me and say how you enjoy the episodes, especially our live chats on Thursday. But I think you're forgetting to smash the like button. Okay, so don't forget to do that. And even if you're tuning in on Facebook, it still helps the algorithm. I know you're all familiar with that term right now. It helps the algorithm to push the content out to more like-minded women. Okay, so make sure that you do that. And of course, if it's your first time tuning in, or maybe if you've been tuning in for some time now and you haven't already smashed the subscribe button, lady, make it happen. Okay, go ahead and do that for me, because we are growing, we are multiplying, and I want for you to be a part of it. Okay, I am having a great evening. I'm having a good day. I am. Thank you, Tracy. I hope you are as well. I mentioned in the previous episode, so episode 88, that I have had a wonderful breakthrough. All right. God has been so good. I've had a really big breakthrough in my mindset and how I'm living in the moment. And it's been such a life transforming experience. And so I shared that in episode 88. Check it out. And so I'm very much having a good day. There are some things that could have gone better, but that is a part of life, and I'm handling all of that with more finesse. I mean, I've always understood that things happen in life, but I'm definitely in a better mental space, and I'm happy about that. So thank you so very much. I hope you're having a good day as well. I hope you are. Let me know in the comments section. So this evening, ladies, we are talking about the difference, or is there a difference between a woman who wants to be a wife versus a woman who wants a husband? Okay, now I'm going to try and explain the question as best I can, because I do believe that there is a difference in the mindset. Okay, and I want to hear from you though. All right, maybe you have something that you can add to this conversation. I think it's a healthy conversation for us as women to have, whether you're married now, whether you plan to be married, whether you were married and you want to be married again. Let's talk about it. A woman who wants to be a wife versus a woman who wants a husband. Now, of course, I believe that this is such a broad conversation. Okay, and I think that having as many people chime in and weigh in is going to be helpful. All right, so that's what I want to hear from you. I have a few notes here because someone asked me the question, and I figured, you know what, this would actually be a good chat for us to have as grown ladies. All right, now before I jump into it, I just also want to remind you that I do random monthly giveaways. And I've done one giveaway already this month. Sometimes I do multiple giveaways during the month. And that is just my way of saying thank you for being here. Okay, so I really appreciate it. And I want to show my appreciation by, just giving you something and sharing something with you. It could be a gift card. All right. It could be home decor items. It could be makeup, beauty, skincare, fragrance. I just got in some new fragrances, and I figured, ooh, these would be nice to share with, my grown lady chat community. So I have 3 of them right here that are going to eventually, make it into a giveaway box. So, just little things like that. And then, of course, I enjoy personal development. You know that I'm a personal development junkie. So sometimes I'll be, sharing books or even clothing items, personal development tools, resources, anything like that I want to share with you. So make sure that you are engaged in the Grown Lady Chat community, right? Follow the socials, join my email list, which let me go ahead and put that banner up for you. So you can, if you're interested, if you haven't already, join my email list, because in that community, I communicate more frequently. I'm not inundating your inbox though, okay? But I do communicate there. And there's some of the things that I share there in that email community, I don't share on social media. I don't share here on, Grown Lady Chat. So it is a different level of interaction and different information, about Christian lifestyle. So make sure that you are, on that email community. All right, ladies. Okay. Oh, and every time you do, the reason you want to be engaged is because that's another way for you to be entered into the giveaways. Okay. So it's a win-win. Yeah. We like that here. We like that. All right, ladies, make sure that you've smashed the like button. Go ahead and spam the comment section. I really enjoy the comments for our Thursday episodes. You ladies just show up in the comment section. So I'm so excited about that. And I want to hear what you have to say. All right, so let's just jump into it. The question of the day: do you pray with your hubby? Do you? Have you? Do you plan to? Maybe you're not married yet, but you plan to be married one day. Is that something you want to incorporate into your marriage? Praying together. And I don't mean just in crisis or, just at dinner time. I mean, just praying with him. Do you do that? Do you plan on doing that? My husband and I were doing that consistently for a time, and then something happened, like life happened. Nothing bad, nothing traumatic, but life happened and we kind of faded away from doing that. I think it was when we were waking up at different times. And so whoever was waking up first didn't want to wake the other. And we would pray together in the morning because that was just best for our schedule, right? So we were doing it consistently in the morning, praying together. And it was such a good way to start off the day, right? But then, like I said, life happened and our schedule, wake up time conflicted a bit. So we stopped. But I asked him was it like 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago now. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. We can start praying together again. So I'm sharing that just to remind you, number one, if you're not praying with your husband consistently, then, you should be, right? And also, it might be that you are the one who's going to have to initiate that routine in your marriage. And it's okay if you have to do it in the morning, the evening, midday, maybe even on the telephone. Suppose your husband, he's a truck driver, so he's gone most of the time. But you can still, have that fellowship with your spouse, not just at church, right? Not just when there's a crisis, not just, holidays or family dinner, but just pray with him, and sometimes I'll take the lead on the prayer. Other times he'll take the lead on the prayer. But I just want to let you know, as a woman, I know that I am so grateful that my husband is the, spiritual leader in our home. And I'm so glad that I can go to him, and he is a man of God, right? But I also know that there are some things that I will have to initiate in our marriage when it comes to our Christ walk. And that's okay. So there you have it. All right, there are some ladies in the comments. Let's see. What are we talking about here? Okay. Boop, boop. Jasmine says she's excited for the chat today. Woohoo! That's my thing. Awesome. So happy you're here. Okay. And she says for her question of the day answer, she says, I want to incorporate prayer with my future husband. Awesome. 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 All right. Tracy says that her husband is not a Christian yet, but I pray for my husband. Yes, ma'am. And we are praying for your husband as well. All right. Remember, we're a community. Even though we're spread out all across the world, we're still a community. So we are praying for your husband as well, Tracy. And I love how you put yet, because you have that faith and you have that belief that your husband will find Christ and become a Christ follower. So I love it. I love it. So we're praying for you on that front. And I love the fact that Jasmine is planning on incorporating praying with her husband in the future. There was a little book that I came across at my local Ollie's. Do you guys have an Ollie's discount store where you are? I remember I first came across Ollie's, Michigan. We were living in Michigan, so that has to be at least like 11, 12 years ago. And to me, it was just like, what's it called? What's that store? Big Lots, but in some ways better. Now I like Big Lots. I'm a Big Lots shopper, but I found Ollie's and I like their book section especially. So if you have a local Ollie's and you haven't checked it out, their book section, great, really good for recipe books, Christian books, fiction novels, kids books. I mean, all sorts of things, motivational, inspirational, really nice Bibles, and just really good. So I always go to my local Ollie's and check out the book section first. Then I move to the sunglasses section because their sunglasses are usually very cute and for like $4.99. Then I move to what's next? Oh, the plant potters. They have some nice, huge, those really nice plant pots that are really expensive in most stores. Because it's like a bargain discount store, they are dirt cheap and they are still high quality. So if you haven't found a place where you can find some good planters and you have a local Ollie's, check them out, okay? All right, so I was in my local Ollie's and I came across this book. It's 365 Daily Devotions, and it's the couple edition. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go. For couples. So, hubby doesn't know. He usually watches my episodes, sometimes in real time, other times after, but he doesn't know yet because I haven't told him. But we're going to do this together. We're going to do these little short devotionals. So, I'm going to start, in the next couple of days. It's short, but it's good, and it's 365. And maybe once we get through it, maybe I'll gift it to another couple, and kind of keep it going. I think that would be nice to do. So let me know, do you guys have any good couples relationship books or resources? Drop in the comment section, because this is a community where we share. It's not just me always talking, we're sharing. Okay, so this one, I don't know if you can get it. I will try, I guess, and tag it down below, but I just got it at Ollie's, so I didn't even check to see if it was like online or anything, but most things are. So this one is 365 Daily Devotions, a little God time for couples. So there you go. All right, ladies, don't forget to answer the question of the day. Question of the day, don't forget to smash the like button, spam the comment section, and put on your calendars for May 28th. That's a Tuesday, 7 p.m. We're having our 100th episode celebration. And can you believe I have all this energy at the end of the day and I haven't had not one cup of coffee? Albeit that I do drink decaf now, because my left eye was twitching and I was like, yeah, maybe we should slow down on the caffeine. But I have all this energy. I believe it's you. I believe it is my excitement for tonight's topic that has me super energized. So thank you, ladies, for tuning in. All right, answer the question of the day. Let's jump now into the topic for tonight. Is there a difference between a woman who wants to be a wife versus a woman who wants a husband? And I believe that you could flip this question and also say it from a man's perspective, right? So is there, or, phrase it for a man. So is there a difference between a man who wants to be a husband versus a man who wants a wife? I think that would be a great conversation to have. And I think I'm going to ask my husband that question to see what his input is. I'm looking at the screen here, and although the resolution looks so crisp, it looks a bit dark. So give me just 1 second. Let me see if I can change some of the settings, but things look a bit dark. Okay. All right. Just a moment. Just one little moment. I'll be right back. If I'm not able to change it now, it's all right. We move. It doesn't matter. It just feels a bit dark tonight. It could also be that that it's overcast outside. Okay. Okay, it made somewhat of a difference. All right, someone's in the comments section. Let's see. Jasmine says, I love the idea of a couple devotional. Right now, I'm reading Preparing for Marriage by Dennis Rainey with my boyfriend. It's a great book so far with lots of worksheets as well. Awesome. I have never heard of that book. Would you recommend it for people who are already, well, no, preparing for marriage, no. But maybe there are things that we could still benefit from if we are already married, especially if they're worksheets. Maybe you're newlywed or you haven't been married very long. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that even people who are married would benefit from that book? I've never heard of that one. Dennis Rainey, Preparing for Marriage. Awesome. And I really like that you and he are taking preemptive, proactive steps. So many times, I think, alluding to tonight's question, many women, we are ready to be wives, right? We're ready to be wives, but are we ready to have a husband? So here's my thought process. When I first heard this question, I made down, this is a very quick list because I want your input as well. I jotted down a few of the, benefits of being a wife. Now, please note that I realize that every marriage dynamic is different. And so, it's not cookie cutter. So this might not be what you experience always in your marriage. It could be different. But for the most part, by and large, these are some of the benefits of being a wifey, okay, in my experience. Now, I would love to hear what you have to say. Remember, this is not, all of the benefits. There are so many benefits, but for the sake of time and conversation and to move things along, this is just a quick list. So some of the benefits that wives experience, okay, in a healthy, good marriage, right? So let's just put that out there. Companionship, okay, you have someone that you can, always go to or often go to, right? So you have companionship. Security, because you know who is going to be there every night, even if he works, you know um overnight, for the most part he's coming home, you're going to be together, and that's a sense of security, right? Knowing who you're with, he's with you, and you're settled, you're done, you're not looking, wondering, worrying. I think that's amazing. Love, of course, love, the action of love, not just the word, but the verb love, right? Affection, right? I'm sure your hubby is very affectionate, okay? And affection is not just sexual, right? Affection, because you can show affection in a platonic way, but you get the platonic and you get the romantic with hubby, right? Oh, I think, let me see. Jasmine responded. I'm used to calling her Jassy. Jasmine responded. Okay. She said that the book she referenced, Preparing for Marriage by Dennis Rainey, she said, yes, it's a good conversation starter or good conversation starter topics. Awesome. I believe that I'll look into that for hubby and I, because sometimes we'll go out on dates and we will go with the intention of asking each other questions and finding out more about one another. Because yes, we've been married for, what now? This year will be 13 years, I believe. Yeah, 13 years this August. There's still so much I don't know about my husband, and there's so much that he doesn't know about me, and maybe even things that we knew initially when we were married, but now we are 13 years in, things have changed. And so I think that would be good. I'm going to look into that. So thank you so much for sharing that. All right. And thank you so much on Facebook. I see the thumbs up. I see the likes. Thank you so very much. Drop in the comments. Let me know you're here, because remember, I don't know you're here unless you comment. Okay. So if you want a proper hello, then let me know you're here. Okay. But I do appreciate the love. All right. So there's companionship, security, love, affection, financial support, right? So dual income with kids, dual income without kids, single income with kids, single income without kids, but financial support, right? Emotional support. I mean, I know I lean on my hubby probably more than he wants me to lean on him for emotional support. And then, of course, spiritual support, which goes back to, what we're talking about, actually fellowshipping with your husband. Protection, right? I mean, if we're out in a certain situation, I'm ducking behind hubby. Or if something is going down, I'm looking to hubby to handle the business and to protect, me, to protect our children. If there's a funny sound in the house, I'm looking at hubby first, like, hey, check that out. Now, again, it doesn't mean that these are all of the benefits. There are so many more. And it doesn't always mean that, this is how it is in your home. But for the most part, I think most women can agree that those are some of the benefits of being a wife. And so when you have a woman who wants to be a wife, it should also track that she wants to have a husband. Why? Because a husband, yes, he should get all those things from you as well. Okay. He should get the support. He should get a level of protection, whether it's protecting his heart, protecting, or even physical protection, again, depending on the dynamic in your family, right? But we should also, as wives, we should also be doing the following things. Again, this is not the full list. These are just the high points. I want to hear from you in the comment section. We should be a helpmate. Now, I know that word, especially in Christian circles, we believe we have that understood. The women are the helpmate. The women are the helpmate. But let me tell you something. Like my mommy says to me, you are a helpmate for your husband because there are things that he cannot do without you, or he cannot do well without you. So we have to take that into consideration and realize our role in his life. Very often, I hear women say that they are entering marriage and their thought process is a partnership, or they're in a marriage and their thought process is a partnership. And I understand the concept, but we have to be very careful when we talk about partnership, especially if you're expecting like a 50-50. I believe it should be like 100-100, but we have to know our roles, right? We have to know our roles. And sometimes the roles are fluid based on what's happening in your marriage. Sometimes you have to do one thing more, hubby has to do the other thing less, and vice versa. So it's a fluid 100. But if you're coming in with 100%, and he's coming in with 100%, then when there is a deficiency or a lack, then the other person can pick up the slack. But if you're coming in thinking I'm only doing 50% and he's thinking I'm only doing 50%, when there is a lack, well, then you fail. That's an F. Because if it goes, you know what I'm saying? If you're not coming in with your whole heart, your whole emotion, your whole resources, not saying you lose yourself, but if you don't come in with intending to do all that you can in your marriage, I'm not even talking about raising the kids, I'm talking about you and hubby in the marriage, then you can really run into some trouble, right? So we have to really be careful when we talk about a partnership and truly understand what that means as a woman. So we're supposed to be our help mate for our husband. And in doing so, yes, he will be able to help you because you'll be positioning him to be the leader of your household. All right. Tracy says, I love how Tim loves me, flaws and all. He lets me be me. We love that for you, Tracy. And kudos to Tim. Kudos to Tim. We love that for you. Yes, it is so important because love, when we talk about love, let's go back to the Bible, right? God is love. God showed us love by sending us Jesus. He sent us Jesus because we were flawed, dead human beings. So the mere action of love is truly showing compassion and action toward someone who isn't perfect and who might not always deserve it. That's literally what love is. That's literally who God is. And he shows us that by the evidence of sending Jesus. Right? So I think that's so beautiful. I am so happy to read that. And of course, in reciprocation, then you love him, flaws and all, but the Bible tells men to love their wives like Christ loves the church. And then we submit and respect our husbands. Okay. So it's, and that's a whole nother conversation, And I believe that, yeah, that's a whole other conversation. It really is. But I love that for you. Okay. So we as wives, we as women who have husbands, okay, and the future wives, we should be helpmates. You might also be your husband's calendar. Yeah, I know many people are like, yes, you're your husband's calendar because you are going to be the one to say, hey, don't forget this. Hey, remember that. And yes, again, hubby, he might chime in and help you out too. But by and large, you are your husband's calendar. You're going to be his nurse or his doctor. All right. It is well known, and I'm not throwing shade. It is well known that when a man does not feel well, he becomes a child. Okay. And that's just how it is. Argue with somebody else. Okay. I'm not saying anything that's disrespectful. I'm just speaking truth. So you might have to be his caregiver, his nurse, his doctor. And ladies, remember, you're doing all of this because you're a wife. Not just because you wanted to be a wife, but because you have a husband. You have a whole husband that comes along with the benefits of being a wife. Okay. Nurture him, respect him, consider his feelings, compromise, and motivate him, inspire him. See him the way God sees him, as powerful, strong leader, protector, right? So we have to, as a part of being his helpmate, we have to be the one to sometimes speak that into his life when he might not be feeling it. society has it where men are just supposed to be tough, hard, brick walls all the time, and their shoulders should be so broad they can handle everything. And as a woman, I know I love to fall into that. Like, yes, handle it. I'm the first person to just head in the clouds. If hubby's around, oh yes, I'm going to still use wisdom. I'm going to be aware, but there's a certain level of don't care that sets in when I know my husband is around, because I know that he's got me. You know what I'm saying? So we have to then, as women who want to be wives and who are wives, getting the benefits of wifey, we have to also remember on the other side of that is a husband that we are supposed to be motivating and speaking life into and praying for. I don't know about you, but well, yes, I do this all the time. And Ron might know this. My husband might know this because I've said it so many times on different platforms, but I will routinely go into like our bedroom. Of course, he's not in the bed at this time, but I'll take anointing oil and I'll anoint his side of the bed, or I'll take his shoes and I'll anoint his shoes, and I say, wherever these shoes carry him, let it be for the glory of God, let it be productive, let it be safe, right? So we have to do these things because we are wives, right? So we want the wifey benefits, but we also have to put in the work because we have husbands. We really do. So that's why I wanted to pose the question to you. So let me know in the comment section, ladies, is there a difference, or should there be a difference between a woman who wants to be a wife versus a woman who wants a husband? Because I submit to you that there might be women, or there are women, I'm sure of it. I know of them. There are women who very much want to be wives. They want all the benefits of being a wife, but they don't always want to show up for their husband, you know. And I'm not saying that we have to be perfect about it, but it needs to be something that we're aware of, because there are so many beautiful benefits of being a wife, right? And so we have to also make sure that we are putting in the work, putting in the love work. I'm not saying it's work as in you don't want to do it, it's treacherous. I'm saying the actual, we have to actually do what needs to be done for our husbands, right? So let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? What do you think, or what are some ways that we can, as wives, be there for our husbands? I'm curious to find out. I'm curious what you ladies think. When I first saw this question, that was what came to mind for me, was thinking about, okay, what are all the benefits that I experience? And again, these are just some of the benefits, but what are the benefits that I experience? And when I first became a wife, I mean, obviously I'd never been married before, so I don't think I really knew all of the parts and pieces that went into having a husband. Thank God I have a mother and a father who have been together for probably nearly 45, 46 years now. And I'm able to ask my mother questions, and she's very candid with me. And I'm able to ask my father questions, like how can I be a better wife to my husband? And he's very candid with me. He's like, here's what you do, here's what you don't do. And obviously my husband and my father are different in many ways, but they're both men. And so they both speak a certain language. They have a certain need, right? And so I think it's really important for us, even, if you've been married for many, many years, to ask yourself, okay, well, is there a difference? And am I someone who just wants to be a wife, or do I also want a husband too? All right. Okay, Jasmine's chiming in. I think we need to both want to be a wife and also want to have a husband. It's important that we are willing to show up for our husband and also allow him to be there for us. That's really good too. So that's a whole different perspective, right? That's a whole different perspective, because you might be a woman where you will show up for your husband and you will do all that it takes to hold your home down, and you will show him respect, and you will do all the things, the helpmate, the nurturing, the caregiver, the calendar, right? You'll show him respect, but then when you need, you reject his help. When you are hurting or when you are depleted, because you're so used to doing everything yourself. Even as a wife, you're not accepting of the help from your husband. That's good. That's deep. That's really deep. I didn't even think about that. Maybe because I'm all about help from my husband. But I think that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for chiming in. Tracy, what do you have to add? Or any of those watching on Facebook, chime in. All right. Jeanette has entered the chat. Welcome, Jeanette. Good evening. And she already knows the drill. Jeanette already knows the drill. She's tuning in from Michigan. See, I can tell those of you who tune in and you're constantly on the live chat because you know I'm going to ask where you're tuning in from. So thank you, Jeanette. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, lady. All right. So Tracy says, I think a lot of women want to be a bride, but when it comes to being a wife, they don't want someone over them and they don't want things to change for them. Yeah, I've definitely experienced that. Not so much in my life. I mean, there are certain things I had to definitely learn once I was married, things that I thought I fully understood that I had no idea. Okay. But I think that is true. Right. And so there is a difference between being a bride and being a wife. A bride is the day of, a wife is for life. A wife is forever till death do us part. And there is, I think that's a big conversation, Tracy, that we could have about, just the relationship dynamics in a marriage, a Christian marriage, a God-led marriage, right? Because God is a God of order. And I know many women, you might sign off after this, you might be like, oh, I don't want to hear it. But it's true. God is a God of order. And there is a, how do I put it? It's God, husband, wife, children, everybody else. Not in level of importance, okay? Not in level of importance, contribution, necessity, love, no. But in the Lord's army, one has to be over the other. And to me, I am so happy that I don't have to be over my family. To me. Now, do I play an integral role? Yes. Am I someone who speaks up? Yes. Do I have an opinion? Absolutely. Does he hear it? All the time. But at the end of the day, who is over my family? God, my husband. And I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable because to me, that's a benefit. That's a benefit of marriage. That there's someone else that I can run it up the ladder to, All right. And Jasmine says she's tuning in from Georgia. Woo, woo, woo. Georgia. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tracy, let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know. All right. Tracy says, so many dream of that wedding day without what work comes after that day. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think even some people who, yes, you dream of the wedding day, right? Some ladies, they dream of it. And, from their little girls, they have everything cut out and pictures and ideas and all of that. Pinterest boards. Even if you wanted to think about what it takes to be a wife and have a husband, even if you wanted to think about that, you really don't know until you're in it. And yes, I love the preparation, right? Jasmine says she's preparing. And I know I prepared as much as I could. Hubby and I, we did read books together. We read the 5 love languages. We prayed together. I mean, we did some groundwork, before we got married in anticipation of being a wife and a husband. But it's not until you really get in it, because there are so many things that you just don't know until you're there. Like I can say, oh, I'm gonna never do this. Before I had kids, oh, I'm never doing that. I'm only doing this. And you have how you think it's going to work. And it can for the most part. There are always unknown variables that you cannot plan for because life happens and people are different. And you are two separate people coming in to a marriage. I think marriage is one of the funniest and most interesting things that God ever instituted, because you're coming in total strangers. Total strangers. There is nothing about you that is the same on a genetic level, and your experiences might be absolutely different. Two perfect strangers. You could have passed each other on the subway in New York and it'd have been like, whatever, until the day you met and actually saw each other for the first time, and then, poof, romance, right? And so God takes these two separate, absolute strangers and says, come together, make a family, do life together, and then spread the gospel while you're doing it, because we all have the Great Commission. I think that is absolutely hilarious. I really do. I don't know about you, but I've thought about that so many times. That is so funny to me that God would set up marriage. It's wonderful. It's lovely because, I believe it's a part of the spice of life. But at the same time, I'm like, that's a very interesting concept there, God. So welcome, ladies. I see more and more people entering the live. Don't forget to comment. Let me know you're here so I can say hello. Also, don't forget to smash the like button. If you tuned in and you haven't smashed the like button, ladies, please be sure to do so. Okay, I should see the likes going up. Since you're tuning in. And if you're watching on Facebook, still smash that like button. Okay, spam the comment section. But yeah, there are so many things that you just can't anticipate. You just cannot anticipate when it comes to marriage. I thought that I knew more about what to expect because I saw, my parents have a healthy, loving marriage. I had friends at that time who had been in healthy relationships and, siblings that had been married before. So in my opinion, I knew things, but you really don't know until you're in it. You don't know. So yes, I believe that there are a lot of women who they dream of the wedding day, and men too. They dream of, okay, I'm gonna have my wife, but are you ready for the work that comes after? Are you ready for the compromise, the sacrifice that comes after that? And the good times too. Don't forget the good times. Are you ready for the assistance? All right, because your husband's going to want to help you. Your wife is going to want to help, you as a husband, right? For any of our male viewers, I know sometimes our husbands tune in, which I really, really love that and appreciate it. So yeah, there's work that comes with it. So is there a difference between a woman who wants to be a wife versus a woman who wants a husband? I agree with Jasmine. I think it should be both. It should be both, because when you are a wife, there are benefits. And so we definitely want that part. But when we are a wife, there is a husband that comes with that title. And we have to make sure that we are catering to him and loving him and speaking into his life and praying for him and being his helpmate. Interestingly enough, the Bible didn't call our husbands to be our helpmate. He called us to be his helpmate. Does that mean that he's not going to help us? No. But it's a specific understanding of our role in our husband's lives. And sometimes it might not always be easy to provide the help. Sometimes your husband might not know he needs the help. And that's okay. I've dealt with that. Hubby knows, it's like, hey, I would help you with this. And he's like, well, I don't need the help with that. But you do need the help. But sometimes he's not ready to accept it. Sometimes the way you're helping him isn't really helping him, So all these things we have to factor in when we are being our husband's helpmate and, when we are a wife. We have to factor all of this in. All right, question of the day, ladies. Question of the day. Let me go back to the banners. Hold on one second. Question of the day. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Okay. Question of the day. Do you pray with your hubby? And if you're not married, do you plan to pray with your husband when you are married? Do you pray with your hubby? Yes, no. And I'll also want to ask if there is any resource, book, podcast, devotional that you have found helpful in your marriage, drop that in the comment section too. You never know who it could help. All right. Remember, there are ladies who are going to catch this on the replay. These episodes tend to be shared quite often, right? So you never know who might benefit from that one little comment that you drop and share. It could transform someone's life, someone's marriage, someone's parenthood, someone's childhood. You really just don't know. So drop in the comments if you have any resources for couples. I mentioned at the top of the hour that I found this daily devotional for couples. So hubby and I are going to do this. He might not know, but he's going to know tonight. And I think it's good for you to pursue God together, for you to fellowship with your husband, not just at church. It's good for you to spend time with your husband, building your faith walk together. Because I know that, when I'm going through a rough patch, yes, I pray to God. I, talk with my mommy and such, but at the same time, I lean on my husband. And when he is going through a rough patch, he leans on me. And it's always better if when we are having to lean, we're leaning from a Christian perspective, from a biblical perspective, right? Because sometimes it's easy for us to get emotional, especially when, your spouse is going through something harsh or something that's saddening, and you want to, be emotional in a good way. You want to, that's awful, and you want to get all ramped up, because you're supporting his frustration, his anger, whatever. But at the same time, we have to remember that when we are helping our spouse, sometimes it's best to come from a different perspective. You don't want to match his same energy all the time. Sometimes you have to come from a different perspective so that you can actually balance him out. So that's a part of being a helpmate. All right. So do you pray with your hubby? Yes, no. Do you plan to? All right. So I think we've had a really good chat tonight. What do you ladies think? I think we've had a good chat tonight, just reminding ourselves, whether you're married or not, just reminding ourselves that when you want to be a wife, you also have to remember that there's a husband attached. There's a husband that comes. And again, one of our viewers, Jasmine, she pointed out that we also need to, as wives, be willing to accept our husband's help. So yes, we need to do for him, and yes, he should do for us, but we have to also be able to accept it, because sometimes your hubby does know more than you. Look, don't repeat that. Don't repeat that. I'm over here snagging my sweater. Don't repeat that, but it's true. Okay, sometimes hubby does know best with some things, and in that case, we have to be willing to accept. And we have to be willing to accept, the way the family is structured biblically, right? All right. So Jeanette is commenting. She says, first of all, your icon. Love it. We occasionally pray together. My husband was not exposed to such techniques, so we are learning together. He has never stopped me and is always willing. He just allows me to lead. Growth in marriage. Oh, that's wonderful. And okay, so I'm not sure, Jeanette, if you were on as yet, but that's I was alluding to that before, that there are times in your marriage where you're going to have to be the spiritual leader in certain circumstances, and praise God, your husband is okay with you being, leading in that way. That's wonderful. And so that is a part of being a helpmate. That's beautiful. All right. Love it. Love it. Seeing Prince is just cracking me up. But it's just cracking me up. The other one before, when you were on YouTube, it was your pretty face. And now I'm seeing Prince, and it is cracking me up. But yes, that's good. That's good. So again, ladies, you might have to be the one that initiates certain things, and you might have to be the one to keep it going. You might have to be the one to keep it going as well. All right. Let's see. Jeanette is a huge Prince fan, if you haven't already realized. She is a huge Prince fan, And there's somebody else that you always post about. Oh my goodness. Uh, Keys, Alicia Keys. I know Jeanette is a huge Alicia Keys and Prince fan. So yeah, so we've had a good chat tonight, ladies, just about the importance, of being a wife and also, wanting a husband. They do go hand in hand. We chatted a little bit about the benefits on both sides, and then what we can do, what we should be doing. And I like to have these conversations. These are healthy conversations, good reminders for us, very good reminders. And so when the question was posed to me, I figured I would bring it onto one of our live chats, just so that we can expand. We can learn together, be reminded together. I think it's healthy for us to be reminded as well. All right. So before we before we close out, tonight's chat, of course, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Let me go ahead and put up my Cash App. If anybody wants to support Grown Lady Chat, you can do so financially. You can do so with prayers. I appreciate all of it. Don't forget that the 28th of May, I've said this so many times, if you're on my email list, you will get more reminders. Those of you who have RSVP'd already, good. I see you. Very nice. Don't forget to invite someone. Okay. But the 100th episode, ladies, that's 100. Big deal. That episode is happening on the 28th of May at 7 p.m. So it's a Tuesday. I know you're used to Monday and Thursday, but we're doing it on a Tuesday because the 27th is Memorial Day. So I want you to spend time with your family, do all those things. And then on the 28th, tune in for a special celebration. All right. It's going to be so special. And I cannot wait for you all just to be there and for us just to celebrate together. All right. So I see someone in the comment section. You also pray over your husband too? Yes. Very, very good. Ladies, I'm telling you, my husband, I don't know how he doesn't slip and slide into the bed sometimes because I've anointed his side. I love it. I love it. Okay, so awesome. Oh yeah, I know 100 episodes. Girl, praise God. Praise God. Let me tell you, it is nothing but Jesus, Jehovah himself, okay? I am so grateful. So yes, 100 episodes. All right. Thank you so much for the chat tonight. It was great. Thank you, Jasmine, for tuning in. I appreciate it so very much. And like I said, those ladies, there are some of you who you show up consistently. And I know that everybody's busy. I'm aware of that. Thank you, Facebook. I see you, Facebook. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. I know everybody's busy. And so it means a lot to me that you take your time out to come and chat it up with me on Thursdays. And I really appreciate those of you who watch the Monday episodes. I enjoy doing it. So I won't say it's hard to do these things. As you can see, I can talk, no problem. I can share myself. I can, just fellowship very easily. So it's not hard for me, but it is still work. It is still a commitment. And for you all to stay committed with me amongst your busy schedules and amongst your deadlines, it means a lot. So thank you so much. If there's a topic that you want for us to discuss, if there's a question that you want for us to chat about on a live episode or even on one of our Monday episodes, let me know. The contact information is down below. All right. So click in the caption. You can email me, join my email list, reach out to me, DM me. If I think there's a cell phone number on my website. You can text me, all of that. But reach out because this is Grown Lady Chat. It's not just me. It's all of us. Is there anybody who wants you to come on camera tonight? I meant to do that. I meant to extend that invitation. Is there anybody who wants to come on tonight and show your lovely face? If you do, let me know. If not, we're going to wrap things up. Your hair is so cute. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Tracy. my cough. I decided to do something a little different, get it off of my shoulders. So thank you for the compliment and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to ask again. Actually, let me go ahead and put the invitation link. If anybody wants to share anything before we wrap up tonight's episode, the link I just shared, if you click it in the comment section, you'll be able to join the live. Okay, you can do audio and video or just audio, but I would love to see your pretty face. Okay, if not, ladies, that is it. That's all I have for tonight's episode. All right, thank you so very much for tuning in. Don't forget, there are new episodes of Grown Lady Chat airing every, I know you said it, Monday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Thursdays, we go live, except for on Monday, that 100th episode, we're live. Okay, we're not doing pre-recorded. We're live and direct. Live and direct. I'm so excited. All righty, ladies, let me stop talking. Let me go eat my dinner. Until next time, remember, I am Dr. Sherunda Simone, and I will either see you at the top or from the top. You decide. Bye.